7, The House by the Sea. Now, in Chapter 6, they decided to take Ellen to Uncle Henrik's house, who lives on the coast next to the beach. In fact, you can actually see Sweden from there. So they take the train, they get worried that Kirsty's going to tell the soldiers, they arrive. It's a beautiful seaside country. Mama talks about her dog, and they're just arriving to Uncle Henrik's house. Chapter 7, The House by the Sea. "Oh, Anna Maria," Ellen said with awe in her voice. "It is beautiful." Anna Maria looked around and nodded her head in agreement. The house and the meadows that the hills surrounded it were so much a part of her childhood, a part of her life, that she didn't often look at them with fresh eyes, but now she did, seeing Ellen's pleasure. And it was true. They were beautiful. So they're in the hills. The little red-roofed farmhouse was very old, its chimney crooked, and even the small shuttered windows tilted at angles, so it's a very old house. A bird's nest, wisped with straw, was half hidden in the corner where the roof met the wall, above a bedroom window, so she's just describing the house. Nearby, a gnarled tree was still speckled with a few apples now long past ripe, so it's an old house where the roof looks a bit weird. The windows aren't straight. There's an old tree as well. Mama and Kirsty had gone inside, but Anna Maria and Ellen ran across the high-grassed meadow through the late wild flowers, so that's really tall grass. From nowhere, a grey kitten appeared and ran beside them, pouncing here and there upon imagined mice, pausing to lick its paws and then darting off again. It pretended to ignore the girls, but looked back often to be certain that they were still there, apparently happy and pleased to have friends and playmates. The meadow ended at the sea, and the grey water licked there at damp brown grass, flattened by the wind and bordered by smooth, heavy stones. So the girls ran across this big field, and at the end of this field there is the water to the ocean. "I have never been this close to the sea," Ellen said. "Of course you have. You've been to the harbour in Copenhagen 1,000,000 times. Ellen laughed. "I mean the real sea, the way it is here. Open like this, a whole world of water." Anna Maria shook her head in amazement. To live in Denmark, a country surrounded by water, and never to have stood at its edge? "Your parents are really city people, aren't they?" Ellen nodded. "My mother is afraid of the ocean," she said, laughing. "She says it's too big for her, and too cold." The girls sat on a rock and took off their shoes and socks. They tiptoed across the damp stones and let their water touch their feet. It was cold. They giggled and stepped back. Anna Maria leaned down and picked up a brown leaf that floated back and forth with the movement of the water. "Look," she said, "this leaf may come from a tree in Sweden. It could have blown from a tree across the sea and floated all the way across. See over there?" she said, pointing. "See the land way across there? That's Sweden. Sweden is a different country." Ellen cupped one hand over her eyes and looked across the water at the misty shoreline that was another country. "It's not so very far," she said. "Maybe," Anna Maria suggested. "Standing over there are two girls just our age, looking across and saying, 'That's Denmark.'" They squinted, they closed their eyes into the hazy distance, as if they might see Swedish children standing there looking back. But it was too far. They saw only a hazy strip of land and two small boats bobbing up and down in the grey ruffles of separating water. "I wonder if one of those is your Uncle Henrik's boat," Ellen said. "Maybe. I can't tell. They're too far away. Uncle Henrik's boat is named the Ingeborg," she told Ellen. "For Mama. Remember her mom's name is Inge?" Ellen looked around. "Does he keep it right here? Does he tie it up so it won't float away?" Anna Maria laughed. "Oh no, in town at the harbour there's a big dock, and all the fishing boats go and come from there. That's where they unload their fish. You should smell it. At night they are all there, anchored in the harbour." "Anna Maria! Ellen!" Mama's voice came across the meadow. The girls looked around and saw her waving to them. They turned, picked up their shoes, and began walking towards the house. The kitten, who had settled comfortably on the stony shore, rose immediately and followed them. "I took Ellen down to the shore to show her the sea," Anna Maria explained when they reached the place where Mama waited. "She'd never been that close. We started to wade, but it was too cold. I wish we had come in summer so we could swim." It's cold even then, Mamma said. She looked around. You didn't see anyone, did you? You didn't talk to anyone. Anna Maria shook her head. Just the kitten. Ellen had picked it up and it lay purring in her arms as she stroked its small head and talked to it softly. I meant to warn you. You must stay away from people while we are here. But there's no one around here, Anna Maria reminded her. And even so, if you see anyone at all, even someone you know, one of Henrik's friends, it is better if you come to the house. It is too difficult, maybe even dangerous, to explain who Ellen is. Ellen looked up and bit her lip. There aren't soldiers here too? She asked. Mamma sighed. I'm afraid there are soldiers everywhere, and especially now. This is a bad time. Come in now and help me fix supper. Henrik will be home soon. Watch the step there, it's loose. Do you know what I have done? I've found enough apples for apple sauce. Even though there is no sugar, the apples are sweet. Henrik will bring home some fish, and there is wood for the fire. So tonight we will be warm and well fed. It is not a bad time then, Anna Maria told her. Not if there's apple sauce. Ellen kissed the kitten's head and let it leap from her arms into the ground. It darted and jumped and ran away and disappeared into the tall grass. They followed Mamma into the house. That night the girls dressed for bed in the small upstairs bedroom they were sharing, the same bedroom that had been Mamma's when she was a little girl. Across the hall, Kirsty was already asleep in the wide bed that had once belonged to Anna Maria's grandparents. Ellen touched her neck after she put on Anna Maria's flower-sprigged nightgown pyjamas, which Mamma had packed. Where is my necklace? She asked. What did you do with it? I hid it in a safe place, Anna Maria told her. A very secret place where no one will ever find it, and I will keep it there for you until it is safe for you to wear again. Ellen nodded. Papa gave it to me when I was very small, she explained. She sat down on the edge of the old bed and ran her fingers along the handmade quilt that covered it. The flowers and birds faded now, that had been stitched onto the quilt by Anna Maria's great-grandmother many years before. A quilt is like a big cover that you sleep under. I wish I knew where my parents are, Ellen said in a small voice as she outlined one of the apple-lid birds with her finger. Anna Maria didn't have an answer for her. She patted Ellen's hand and they sat together silently. Through the window they could see a thin, round slice of moon appear through the clouds against the pale sky. The Scandinavian night, so they live in the Scandinavian country, was not very dark yet, though soon, when winter came, the night would not only be dark, but very long. Night skies beginning in the late afternoon and lasting through the morning. Just talking about it gets dark very early. From downstairs they could hear Mamma's voice and Uncle Henrik's talking, catching up on news. Mamma missed her brother when she hadn't seen him for a while, Anna Maria knew. They were very close. Mamma always teased and made fun of him gently for not marrying. She asked him, laughing, when they were together, whether he had found a good wife yet, or one who could keep his house tidier and cleaner. Henrik teased back and told Mamma that she could come to Gillege to live again so that he wouldn't have to do all the chores by himself. For a moment, to Anna Maria, listening, it seemed like all the earlier times, the happy visits to the farm in the past with summer daylight, extending beyond bedtime, with the children tucked away in the bedrooms and the grown-ups talking downstairs. But there was a difference. In the earlier times, when she was younger, she had always overheard laughter. Tonight, there was no laughter at all. So that's the end of chapter 7. So they arrive at the house. It's a very old house. There's a cute kitten, which is amazing. I'm very happy. And they go to the sea. And Anna Maria shows Ellen the sea. Anna Maria's mother gets a little bit angry because remember they're supposed to be hiding. And Uncle Henrik comes back with fish. They have a good dinner. And Anna Maria has hidden the necklace with the Star of David. That's the end.